Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Business Class. My name is Rachel Kahugo and today we are coming to you from Nairobi and not just any other place but Mathare. And we are in a laundry company that has creative people behind the scenes. Najua kila mtu amesikia about the Toa Nguo Tunakuja, right? The Mamafua app. Yeah. So today I'm with the CEO and founder of Mamafua app and his name is Stephen Ngota, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you for having us here.
Anytime, man.
Yes, and it's a very good place. We love what you're doing.
Thank you
we
so
love
much.
business. We say that business is more than meets the eye.
Yeah, true.
So thank you for having us here.
Anytime. This is home to you.
This is home. It's really home. We felt that immediately we came here.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Mamafua app.
So Mamafua app is an Uber equivalent of a laundry app, which say if in the event you need a housekeeper. So say once you log in, you can actually see the housekeepers that are closer to you. Then you can hail them just like you do Uber. But they're all trained and vetted. So what we've done is train 4,500 women.
4,500?
Yeah.
How did you source all the 4,500 people?
You see, the one thing that happens is you get to a point whereby you get people from CBOs or because we didn't just start this yesterday.
Yeah.
Started this in 2016. So in 2016 we started talking to the Mamafuas from their sitting stations because the culture is so that in Nairobi they get to sit somewhere, and then wherever they sit at, people come and pick them.
Yes.
So we went round, within the Nairobi estates. There are 183 estates in Nairobi in total.
Yes.
Now, in all those estates, there are some in which they have stations, but there are some in which they don't have stations.
Yeah.
So we talk to them and just get to know what they're going through. If at all we are providing a solution, what's the pricing like? What are the issues they struggle with? You get. So that was something. So that's how we got them from the streets, but also got them from CBOs.
Wow. And where did the idea of the Mamafua app come from? Can you just sit and decide wacha tuanze app ya kufulia watu nguo?
No.
How did it come to be?
Yeah. Well, an interesting question because in my experience of things, most of my ideas come from from places of frustration.
Yeah.
So for me, I was frustrated enough and I thought maybe a few other people are actually frustrated out there. Because again, if you look at what people struggle with or even what Mamafua struggle with, because there's a disconnect between the consumer and the supplier, who's the housekeeper in this case. What happens is Mamafua struggle with accessing the consumers, but the consumers struggle with the inconsistency in let's say pricing, but also inconsistency in the quality and all that. So hence the reason we had to train the Mamafuas. And then again now when it's an issue of accessibility, we had to make sure that at least you can get a Mamafua through your phone, so that you don't have to traverse the streets to actually get a Mamafua.
And now tell me about the training.
Yeah.
How do you train these people? Unawaita unawafunza kufua yet someone amekuwa kifua, I believe, as a Mamafua or as a lady, as a woman, umekuwa kifua all your life.
I know. That's something they actually
why do you have to train me kufua at 45 or at 35?
I know, man. But here's the thing. Let me just roll you back down to where it started. So when we launched in Eldoret in 2021. So that's the first place we launched.
Okay.
And then that's when later on is when we actually launched in Nairobi. So what happened was in Eldoret we got a 3-bedroom house, furnished it with everything, because one of the things the Mamafuas struggle with, let's say issues that have to do with awareness and exposure.
Yeah.
Especially to gadgets ameenda akaona microwave, anajiuliza microwave hazifanani, washing machine you get ata suffer from ata feel inferior, you get. So we thought, why don't we expose them to such? We furnish a house such that they come and they are trained 3 days a week and all, and then they get to learn. Now, the other thing we do, so our training has a very pragmatic approach to it. What we do is we train them on, for example, in that house, even though like you would actually like, you know, clean the living room. If you're actually cleaning the bedroom, then this is how you'd approach it. If you are like, would you do like, you know, would you stretch the bed first and then clean the floor, or the reverse? You get, if you're doing the wall, then would you do like a bottom-up approach or a top-down approach? If like there's spillage, like let's say like of liquor and the likes, like would you use water or would you use like things like, what is it called? I mean like a different other chemical you get to actually like, and what's the name of that chemical you get? How is it accessible to you? And then again, like, you know, just communication skills, a bit of that, a bit of financial literacy, so that they don't live from hand to mouth. We tell them kula kidogo, weka kidogo, you get, so that like, you know, then we get to inspire growth. And then the other thing that we also bring to their attention is a bit of GBV awareness, because that's such an issue in this industry. Because I mean, like you and I know, and there are people who've been assaulted and all that. So we also give them like, you know, free access to let's say legal representation. So that's a thing.
All right. So we've talked about the ladies and teaching them how to at least save something and use the rest, so that they won't just live from hand to mouth.
Exactly.
Now let's come to you, because you say in business you have to make money.
That's
you have to do things that at least atakama you won't earn 100%, you have to get something pole pole. How do you get money from this app, or from just providing people with resources and making sure that Ngozao and their homes are taken care of?
Okay, so you see, one thing we've done is standardize pricing.
Right.
You get, when you standardize pricing, then it's easier for other people. Like you get to know how much it's going to cost you before the Mama Fua comes. Now, the revenue that we get out of that, we have an 80-20% sharing ratio that then has us, like, you know, out of that revenue getting 20%, and the Mama Fua takes 20%. So that way, we get to pay our customer care team, we get to pay the lawyer who's representing them. They
even have a lawyer?
So that's the reason as to why I was talking of free representation, because you see, the reason as to why Mama Fua anadhulumiwa huko nje is because there's not a company that stands behind her. And then again, like, you know, if anything happens, then chances are that like she'll not be able to afford fair representation. So we do that just for their dignity, because the only thing that we're actually trying to do is to dignify that job, to dignify the Mama Fua image. You get,
Okay. So tell me about why did you decide that of every place, I believe, we're in Mathare as we talk, right?
This is Mathare.
There's what people know about Mathare. Hiyo ungendo weke place kama, let's talk of Milimani or maybe somewhere else, it will be a little bit, watu wana relate, like, tunajua watu watakuja wafuliwe nguo at Milimani, but why Mathare?
So now, the thing is, Mama Fua is, I mean, like, it's not just accessible in Mathare, but it's accessible like everywhere. Let's say all the estates in Nairobi. But what happens is, you realize that even in those like affluent neighborhoods, every affluent neighborhood is actually attached to like some underserved neighborhood. Now, most of the people who actually, like, you know, the suppliers, they don't stay within the affluent neighborhoods. They stay in the underserved neighborhoods that should actually, like, you know, then get to a point whereby they, we're thinking if we empower them, then these people can get quality. You get? If we actually give them better access, better skills, because our goal is such that, like, you know, no Mama Fua should remember no Mama Fua forever. So that, like, some of them, out of what they are consistently earning, they can take themselves back to school, they can save for their kids, they can buy pieces of land. Like now we have a circle for them that can actually loan them money. You get all that stuff. So we are thinking, like, you know, 10, 20 years from now, we'll have success stories of Mama Fuas having transformed their lives, because there are some of them that are actually earning like between 10,000, like let's say 1,000 bob to like 4,000 bob a day.
Per day?
Yes.
Per day?
Yeah, I know.
All right. So how do you standardize the prices on the app?
Okay.
Is it by niko na nguo ngapi, ama like how do you standardize?
Well, There's a per basket approach.
Okay.
So a basket costs 450, the big standard basket.
Okay.
450 bob, lakini usikalie.
I know. People would do that.
Yeah, they do that. But again, like, you know, we have a customer care center that gets to resolve such issues. Yeah, so when a mama fua gets there, she'll just be like, oh, okay, imefinywa sana.
Yeah, imekaliwa.
And then they'll just politely talk to the client, and then the client is able, they're able to resolve such issues. Okay. There's also like the approach, so if you're cleaning a house, every room is like 150 bob. So you can do the calculation very easily, and the app does the calculation for you. So you can just say, I have 6 bedrooms, and then it does the calculation in a snap. And then when it comes to clothes, there are people who have an understanding of what per kg, like, you know, if that's relatable, then they can also use that. We also have an itemized approach. So the thing is, it boils down to the fact that you are able to tell how much it's going to cost you before the mama fua gets to your house.
All right. And now we've talked about the mama fua, but I know people are probably asking themselves what's happening. Why are we here and what's happening behind? So would you tell us about it?
Oh yeah. So the thing is, mama fua has given birth to quite a lot.
Okay.
When we were starting, we didn't even, like, you know, think of laundromats, but now we have laundromats. You get. When we were starting equally, we didn't think of like what soap are these mama fuas going to use. Yes. Makil, so this is called Sopiamta. Sopiamta is an offshoot venture of mama fua, such that, like, where we thought mama fuas have sons. Yeah. And if the sons keep depending on them, whatever it is that they're actually earning was, I mean, like, it's being consumed at home by the end of the day. Be that 1,000 bob or 4,000 bob, you get. So we're thinking, how do we empower the entire nuclear family? Such that when you're thinking of the father is empowered, the son is empowered, the daughter is empowered, and there are so many teen moms within that you can actually empower as part of the production team. You get. So as they produce soap, they function as salesmen, and you know what happens is, by the end of it, they are able to earn 12,000. So they have a target of 20 liters of soap to sell by the end of the day. So if we have 70 people per neighborhood that are earning 12,000, they will be able to support others from within the community and then grow with them, and that's how we revolutionize our community.
Nice. All right. So we'll be talking about the soap making and how it came about and how it's actually made. Because we've seen that some people do make soap, the liquid soap, I believe. That's what you're making, right?
Yeah, that's what we're making.
So naonanga zingine zutengenezwa, but they're not of good quality.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So we'll be talking about that part. Before that, I want us to get into the business 101 so that you can give us some tips about starting such a business. Because you also have to know, I need IT so that I can actually create an app, because it's a whole lot of information and everything. But before that, let's get into the business 101.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Stephen Guta, and I'm the founder and CEO of Mama Fua app. Basically, like, you know, when someone, there's a phrase that, like, when someone says, what comes into your mind is the Mama Fua. So when someone says toa nguo na kam, I mean, like, what comes into your mind? Like the Mama Fua thing. But we are the app that has brought to you something that's actually beyond the Mama Fua. As atukupei Mama Fua, tunakupea Mama Fua. Now, what happens is, like, the toa nguo na kam phrase was a joke cracked by Owago Nyiro, who's a comedian. And Owago Nyiro is such a good friend of ours with whom we've interacted over the years. He's actually my bro's friend, that is. So when we actually, like, you know, saw that, and we were already working on the Mama Fua thing, and we were like, oh, okay, now this guy, via this phrase, he's actually describing exactly what we are doing. So the first time we used that was like last year, but one, on a laundromat we'd actually set up at Daystar called Fua City. So when we used that, we advertised, like, you know, over different platforms, WhatsApp, and then, like, you know, Facebook and other platforms, and then people saw it, people picked it up, other laundromats also picked it up, and things like that. But at least, like, it's a phrase that's been able to actually, like, you know, define, like, you know, what we do in a way that's so very humorous, and also, like, you know, apart from that, that actually, like, you know, drives the message home with a touch of humor. They say that comedians are the conversation starters, and now that this came from a comedian, we wanted to just like, you know, light up the society and a creative way which then we get their attention to an issue, a social issue that exists. It's not very interesting when our mamas sit the streets, wanapigwa na jua, and then like, you know, wanaenda home bila anything. So that's what I'd say about it, manze. Continue sharing about us and also share about this TV, manze. Like, they've come visiting us and it's such an honor. Yeah, so a bit of tips over here, like, you know, if you want to dive into the business pool, the thing is, like,